prediction that over 100, 150 years they'd overcome us, and engaged in a fantasy over China, that it was really a nicer country than Russia, that we could do business with it. We let them infiltrate the hell out of us. And now they are reaping what they sowed, specifically in the criminal justice system. New York is just one example, Steve, of 50 other places, maybe some worse, with Bragg-like district attorneys who are basically Bolsheviks. I mean, they're criminals.
But Rudy, hang on. It's deeper than that. It's worse than that. That's what I'm talking to Professor Dershowitz about. You're one of the most revered figures in modern American history, and you saved that city. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you practice law in New York City?
So I'm suspended from the practice of law on a charge for which I have never gotten a hearing, that I am a danger to create a riot, even though a judge in the District of Columbia, appointed by Obama, dismissed me from a case and said that there were no credible allegations that I had anything to do with the violence. But that didn't impress the woke Bar Association, which, by the way, allows Bragg to practice law, even though he doesn't enforce half the laws that he swore to enforce, which is a crime.
What's happened to the Southern District of New York? What's happened to the judges? What's happened to the law firm? What's happened to the legal reporting? What's happened to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office? It's not just Alvin Bragg. He's the manifestation of the problem. The problem is deep. So I want you to explain to people, every one of these great institutions is corrupt to its core, sir.
I agree with you, Steve. I was not suggesting that Bragg is in any way an oddity. Bragg is the rule. This is what's happening in Philadelphia, in Chicago, in St. Louis, and I go on and on. And so what you're seeing now in America happening in New York, you're probably living in a city in which it could happen, and possibly even worse. While Bragg goes on and brings this completely illegal, unlawful, unethical case, which isn't even a case, against a president, a former president. He probably let out 4 or 5 criminals overnight that are going to beat the hell out of people today. When you see people thrown on the subway, or an old man hit with a bat, or an autistic child beaten to hell, the chances are 1 out of 2 that if somebody Bragg released from prison within the last week or 2, or 3, or 4, the man is a menace. He's an enabler of violent crime, even to the point of murder. And disproportionately, it affects young African Americans. He should be gotten rid of. In any system of laws, he'd be thrown out. But we're no longer a country of laws. We're a country of men, and the men are communists and communist sympathizers who want to destroy our country so we become one world.
I just want to re-emphasize that for the American people to understand this, the most revered and honored mayor in the history of New York City, and got New York City through its most dangerous time in its history, including the Civil War, Rudy Giuliani, cannot practice law in the city of New York. And your primary profession is a lawyer in New York City. Am I incorrect in that, Mayor Giuliani?
Oh, what I am, I mean, I had a long career as a lawyer long before I entered politics, and I would say I probably had almost undisputed the strongest record of prosecution in the 20th century. I don't think anyone ever reached those goals, and I reduced crime more than any mayor in the history of the United States. There's no one close before or since. So I think I have contributed a great deal to this city. I love this city, and it breaks my heart to see what these anti-American, these people who hate America, what they're doing to it, and I know why they're doing it. So Soros is paying for this because he hates America, he hates American nationalism, and he wants us to be part of one world, which will be ruled by China.
Mayor, hang on for 1 second. I just want to go down to Lower Manhattan. Is Jack still with us? Jack, give me your assessment. You said today could be the day of the beginning of resurgence.
No, we don't have it.
Okay, fine. No,
Joe,
is David
Steve
here?
Bannon, this is Dave Zier.